I was in the shower or what have you, somewhere. Maybe it was cooking in the grocery store. Don't really remember where.
Cooking in the shower?
Cooking in the
We
shower.
talking about your dream?
Well, no.
I mean, that sounds like a dream
No.
to me.
No.
Okay.
I'm saying I don't remember when I thought about this, but I was just thinking, hey, wait a minute. Dreams. That's something cool. That's a really basic kind of cool thing to talk about and just kind of expand off of, because I mean, shit. You got like daydreaming,
All kind of
nightmares, night terrors,
all kinds
of
lucid dreaming.
crazy shit happens in dreams. You know, you got a point there.
You could talk about inceptions. You could talk about hopes and dreams.
You guys heard of astral projection? I want to get into that. That's interesting
think
shit.
so. I think I've.
I'm gonna save that topic for when we actually get into it.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was.
Dreams. I like that.
Well,
Dreams have always interested
welcome
me.
to the dream episode.
The original concept.
Labor
that I
Day
had,
dream episode.
3
That's
days
true.
ago.
It is Labor Day.
So if today's Labor Day, is tomorrow get the fuck back to work day? Is that pretty much what tomorrow
I mean,
is?
yeah.
By default.
For a lot of people.
It's supposed to be confusing because you have a Monday Labor Day and then you have a Tuesday work day, and so people aren't really supposed to notice that those two words are different.
Yeah.
So you just kind of like, oh, okay.
It's only
they
a U.S.
labored for one day and then they worked for the rest of the week.
Right.
They just did their labor on Monday or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
No, it's a holiday.
It's
What?
only a U.S. holiday, right?
Yeah.
It's not a global thing.
No,
I think
it's
not a global thing.
Purely U.S.
It's a pretty indulgent holiday. It's pretty awesome. Like,
Also, what's up with the whole white thing? Does anyone?
Oh,
other
actually,
than
you know what?
just
I
like,
looked it
it's
up. I
gauche.
looked it up this morning.
it's a temperature thing, right?
No, because I made that stupid joke, and we were all like, okay, well, what the fuck does that even mean? Why do you not wear white after Labor Day? And I looked up this article, and they had 3 reasons.
Yeah.
The first of which was like the most interesting, and it was that rich people wore white. And it was kind of like the labor is like the whole workforce, and when you were on vacation, because Labor Day marks the end of the summer.
Right.
First Monday of September. It's like, okay, we got one last day for everybody to have off, and then it's back to the grindstone for all of you. So rich people wore white when they were on vacation. They had time and
sense.
money to go on vacation. They wore white.
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, the cool temperature. Yeah. And then after Labor Day, it's like you were back to work. You don't wear white anymore. You're not on vacation.
Yeah.
So that was like the most interesting theory the research theory that had come up. The second one was for the temperature, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's because
White.
it's hot in the
Yeah.
summer. Like you wear a black shirt, it's suicide.
Yeah. But then summer's over, so you're not supposed to wear that anymore. And then the final reason was just that fashion editors tell us not to wear white.
Well, fashion editors can suck it.
I mean, that was my response as well.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
What's always been bizarre to me is that because I realize like if it's over 74, I'm pretty much miserable. Like that's just the way I like being cool. I don't know. I love like cold places.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess my grandmother is a similar way. That's what my mom told me.
I mean,
But-
I completely follow.
But what's interesting is that the more like hair you have on your body,
You can keep talking. Just being.
no, you can tell me no that we're toasty, but I think it's actually okay. Like I did a test because
Levels,
I mean I
levels are
can
good.
step back a little bit.
There you
but-
go.
I mean, it just looks.
Yeah.
I can see the monitor from where I'm
Yeah,
sitting.
I don't know how
You do wanna-
accurate this
You
is.
do want to pull your mic back a little bit. I mean,
Yeah, I mean when I did the test record,
that was like a good spot for it.
well, it looks toastier on mic 1 than mic 2.
Okay.
It's good.
All right, cool.
Because this is the same settings we had before. I
Right.
lowered the volume.
Right. Okay.
So people in hotter regions have more hair, and you would think that they would have less hair, but I guess what hair does is like the condensation. It like cools you off. So that's like,
Yeah.
I'm disgusting. I'm like covered in sweat, and then you realize like, it's actually cooling me down. It was kind of counterintuitive
Yeah.
because I always imagined like, if you're hot as balls, you wouldn't have any hair but it's not the way it works.
I mean, like sweat is an evolutionary thing at some purpose. And I have a lot of hair. What I notice is that when my hair is longer, the back of my neck is like the only part of my body that will ever get burnt. I mean, I'm Filipino. I'm dark skinned. I don't get sunburned. It's just, I don't care, skin people. That's not what happens to me. And so the only part of my body that will get sunburned is the back of my neck. And I found that, when I have longer hair, like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because there's this, SPF, my black hair, 50 motherfucker, and my scalp doesn't get sunburned.
Like, I hate, like, tanning. I hate the sun. Like, even when I'm in the sun and it, like, hits me directly, I feel sort of vampire-esque. Yeah, I almost feel like... Because I think I'm probably the body type that would, like... If I became, like, a surfer dude, I'd probably have skin cancer in 10 years because I'm just so white.
Ladies and gentlemen, Senior could pull the vampire right now. Like, just looking at California guy in the middle of September. Just, you could...
I've thought about that with girls, by the way.
You could have stayed inside.
I've thought about
summer. Yeah, that's what you would,
That's pretty much what it's been.
That's not too bad.
Thought about what with girls?
I thought about... I feel like you could convince girls that you're a vampire. Like, if you work at it, if you do the right things. But then you have to be like, oh no, I'm a good vampire though. Don't worry, I'm the vampire.
Oh, down a dangerous road as soon as you introduce that concept at all.
Yeah.
What makes it dangerous? The people that decide to hunt you afterwards?
No, just the people that
believe you.
And they believe you. And
I feel like
then it all spirals out of control until sometime.
You talking from
start
experience here?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
I feel like if they believe you, it's like, fuck man. Like,
honestly, I have a huge issue with vampires because they have so many weaknesses. To me, they seem rather pathetic. And now, of course,
but we don't know what the mythology would be
lore
if they were
of vampires.
But it's different. That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay, biblical lore, Transylvanian lore, historical lore.
Bram Stoker's. That's where
Dracula.
I take my Dracula.
I started watching True Blood.
The most historically accurate interpretation of the vampire and its listed weaknesses.
You can tell True Blood is for girls though. Like, you can tell just because every character like fucks another character. Like, it's literally like they meet, like two characters meet, and it's like we were lovers 10,000 years ago. And it's like of course you were. But it's just a show that's like, whoa. It's kind of almost like Game of Thrones in the sense that ultra violent and then ultra sexual too. It's a cool show. It's a fucking cool show. But yeah, you can definitely tell it's for girls. But like
guys like drama and sex every once in a while. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
This is true.
Guys like sex. I take that back. Guys like sex a lot.
True. Equally,
that's
if
why
not more.
Spartacus is good. Because it's like
blood in the sand.
The good side.
Oh, that's true.
It's like a raw masculine sexuality rather than like suck your blood and fuck you. Yeah.
It's gonna be really hot.
Let me say hey because I'm supposed to.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say
that's whatever.
Spiel.
What the fuck ever. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back. Season 2, episode 2
Woo!
of Working Title.
Ain't nothing but a hoochie mama.
Ain't nothing but a hoochie mama. Hood rat.
Hoochie mama.
But workingtitlepodcast.com is our website. Check it out, please, because if you go there, you have links to not only our downloads or streaming straight off our website, but you also have links to YouTube and Facebook and Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter at Working Title Pod.
Yeah, and we post videos on YouTube, but it's almost a week behind on YouTube, so if you want to really be up to date, subscribing on iTunes is the best way. Subscribing on iTunes, period, is the best way for us and probably for you too, because it just makes it easy. This show is available on Stitcher Radio, which is a mobile app for your phone, iPhone, iPad, Android. It's totally free. Download it. First time you open it, you are prompted to sign in with Facebook or create a new account. Before you do either of those things, click on the orange banner on top of the screen that says, "Tell us how you heard about us." You click on that banner, it opens up a promo code box. Inside that box, you enter the one-word promo code Working Title, the name of our show. One word, Working Title, for a chance to win $100. And when you do that, you tell Stitcher Radio to give us $1. And they do. And you're helping us out, and it's awesome, and we greatly appreciate it.
Yippee!
So make Stitcher give us money. Moral of the story. All right, guys. It's Labor Day. This is, I guess, dreams among our episode
our meta
topics.
Topic.
Yeah.
I like that concept.
Let's do it.
I almost want to do like a soundboard moment for our meta topic.
Well,
but I guess we don't need to do that.
It's not set up right now.
No. I mean, we won't do that. But that's our thing. We have a meta topic.
Sure. Yeah. but no sound.
I mean, I wouldn't need a soundboard
Yeah.
for it, but like the concept is worthy of a soundboard moment.
Okay.
Like a
That's fair.
radio show. This is our meta
That's
topic.
fair.
Yeah.
Let's.
All right, so our meta topic today is dreams.
Dreams.
Now, I mean, there's a bunch of shit when it comes to dreams.
Oh yeah.
People will say that it reveals stuff about your personality, your subconscious. People will tell you their premonitions, things about your life yet to come.
It said that in the original text. Original tweet.
Yeah.
To our ardent followers who are following us on Twitter already, I posted this concept for dreams 3 days ago about prophecy too.
Yeah.
I said that in there. Prophecy as part of.
And you guys don't know because you're not on your Twitter page. By the way, I checked out the demographics. 94 downloads from China.
Hey.
You know why? You know why?
Because China's so big.
Because I love the people in China,
Yeah.
and I've shouted them out at least 2 times. I'm gonna give
Probably
them another
more than 2.
motherfucking shout out.
Yeah.
People in China, you're awesome. I
Well,
hope you learn English from
if
us,
they're-
except I don't because we have terrible English.
If they're listening, actually,
speak for yourself.
we're some of the smarter podcasts. Believe it or not.
True,
I was
okay.
listening to. I'm not talking about it, but I was like, we're smarter than these guys.
Don't-
and
don't
we're,
trash talk
we're
on the
half their
podcast.
age. No, I'm just saying.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Like we
Yeah.
use certain words correctly in a grammatical sense. in
proper
certain-
diction and pronunciation.
Yes.
Yes. Well, people in China, I'm giving you a huge
Big.
fucking shout
Twirling
out
my
right now
mustache.
because I love you guys. Anyways,
Tell
so
them to
back to
follow
our
us.
meta topic.
I'm a big fan of Kung Fu.
Kung Fu. I love those movies.
I saw
love
the
Kung
Great
Fu.
Raid Redemption. It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was bored by the end of it because it was
Oh.
just. It's phenomenal action, but then it's like that's all it is for an hour and a half.
Resident Evil Redemption.
The Great Raid or the Raid Redemption.
Oh yeah, that's.
It's literally like we're cops and they're criminals in
They're
this building.
criminals.
We're gonna
Let's
fuck
fight.
them up. Yeah,
Let's
but
fuck
it's.
'em up.
I was surprised at just how I don't know if it's unrated, but like it was like kung fu, but it was the first kung fu I've seen where it's like breaking necks and shit, and just oh my god,
Like
brutal.
straight up violence,
brutal,
like you
brutal
see that
kung fu.
shit. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Mortal Kombat brutal.
Yeah, but we should probably stay on dreams because it's what
We're okay. We're okay. Well,
We got the shout out in.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So okay. have you-
Okay. Wait. We should start at the beginning.
Yeah.
This is a really big topic, so we'll go to where it's natural.
Start at the beginning.
Let's start. Hopes and dreams. When you were a little kid,
Okay.
what did you want to be when you grew up? There was like one
Interesting
thing
angle. Interesting angle.
That was there was one thing that had nothing to do with what you like now, like what you're
Yeah.
pursuing now. You had some dream at some point where you're just like, yes.
There's a VHS tape of me somewhere that I think my dad has where I'm being interviewed by like a kindergarten teacher. And it's like, what do you want to be when you're older? I said I want to be an FBI agent. And I don't remember what my reasoning was, but it was probably something along the lines of watching X-Files or some cool show where I was like, I want to kick down doors and fuck people up.
That sounds like fun.
I want to kick down a door and scream FBI. Like that's pretty much what I want to do. That was my dream.
You should yell it or shout it rather than scream it.
I mean, I was one of those kids who like.
She was like,
Wow.
Coming like honey bunny, they're getting pulpy.
But dude, if you scream like that, people like
People that know.
that guy's crazy. Like
son
I'm
of
putting
a
on it.
bitch.
That's
Yeah.
it's like
Oh,
chimpanzee screaming.
Going off of that, just really that made me think of this old joke from back home. Think about how much more scared you would be of a bank robber. Like, so there's the bank robber with like the AK-47 and the ski mask or whatever.
Yeah.
How much more scared would you be if a fucking guy in full plate mail rode in on a horse and like held up
Horse.
the bank at a crossbow point or some
That-
shit?
I mean,
You'd be terrified.
I'd be more surprised.
that's crazy.
You'd be terrified.
So
and
he's protected, but the horse is not protected.
Well, the
Because then I feel
horse
like a
would
cop
be-
just shoots a horse and he falls down.
Armor.
The horse would definitely have his armor plating on as well.
Mhm.
Key
I
points
mean,
in
sure.
this.
if it turns out that the rider is headless, I would be very scared. I feel like that would be something.
Sleepy
Like,
Hollow.
yeah,
bank
like
robber.
I feel like Sleepy Hollow just robbed a bank because he was late on his taxes. Have you seen his house?
No, never had headless people nightmares.
Oh, okay.
Have
Thinking
you ever
about it.
died in your dreams?
Oh,
Yes.
all the time.
Oh, because I
See,
heard this
like-
interesting theory that you can't.
Yeah, you cannot die in your dream. If you die in your dream, you die in real life. Of course, how can you test this theory?
You can't.
I remember my babysitter.
But you don't actually like you never hit the actual death moment.
Yeah.
Like
You wake up
right up
before
before
you
it, and you're just like,
This is an example of like, to me, a bullshit story. But I remember my babysitter told me when I was very young that she had a friend who like dreamt that he died. And then he woke up that morning and he got hit by a car and died. But like that
The
was
premonition.
but he's never like, you know. And she told me like you can't dream when you die because if you dream that you will die. You know, because I've noticed I don't think I've ever died. Like I think
I've died.
I think I've been like, oh fuck, you know, like stabbed or something, like about to die, and then I woke up. But I don't know if I've ever been dead and like looked at myself. That would be kind of creepy.
And I think this may have been when I was playing video games at some point. But I have had dreams when I've died, and you know came back at a certain point. You know, like I've legitimately.
What do you mean
died.
when I was playing video? I'm sorry.
No, it's because I was playing video games. It was like I had a respawn timer, or it's like I started earlier in that
you're
time,
saying
like
when you went to
Groundhog Day.
sleep, you were still affected by the.
It's like I went.
yeah,
it's like I went
it
through.
kind of like.
I was in
I've-
a video
That's
game in
where
my
he
head.
was.
When I've been particularly addicted, I've definitely like laid down in bed and heard like gunshots and flashbangs and shit.
I mean, you know, it wasn't really that. It was
From
just,
playing
the
games.
concept of I had a I respawned and it was earlier on that same dream path.
Oh, you respawned in your dream.
In my dream. That's what
That's
like I died, but it wasn't like I was sitting there playing the game. It was like I died and I was this video game character and I came back. Of course, I didn't know it was a video game.
Yeah.
But
Regarding the like hearing explosions and gunshots, the worst was always fucking trying to go to sleep after you've been trampolining all day.
Oh.
Have you guys like ever trampoline?
Surfing.
Colorado, we had a
along-
trampoline in my
Surfing.
backyard.
Surfing.
it's the same thing with surfing.
Is it?
Really interesting because after a few days you'll feel like you are on top of your board at all times,
like
lying just like up.
Oh.
Riding the surf,
Oof.
not per se, catching the wave, but waiting out for a wave to catch. You just you go up and down, and you feel like you're doing that in your bed. It's kind of freaky.
Kind of suck.
I've definitely had that too, where it seemed like my bed was slowly like rotating, or weird, or like floating. I've had weird experiences like that, and this is not sleeping, but like right before you fall asleep, where you're slowly kind of losing it.
And you just feel like
Yeah.
just kind of spinning underneath
Yeah,
you. And you're
so
like,
it's
what?
weird.
And you open your eyes again, and you're like, no, it's not.
Okay, so I heard this quote, and I don't remember where it is from, but it's always been something that's stuck in my mind, of like this moment of bliss, right before you wake up, and it's that moment, and it'll happen every once in a while.
In a dream where
No. It's you wake up but you haven't opened your eyes yet. And it's this moment of like real calm because you're not concentrating on anything. The dream just ended. You haven't opened your eyes and embraced the real world yet. You're just in this moment of like pure nothing.
Yeah.
And that I'm lucky enough to have gone through that one or two times and been able to hold on to that moment for a little bit longer, but then, of course, you wake up your eyes and the day starts and it's, back to the what have you.
Probably get that right now if it was silent,
But I mean, no, it's after it's after like it's a full
After
night's
the
worth
REM,
of
after
sleep.
REM.
Yeah, and then you come up, but then you wake up,
Absolutely.
but you don't open your eyes. And it's just like
I
this.
think my copious dope smoking really makes me not so good for the subject because
It
it
does.
just butchers my dreaming capability.
So do you not dream or?
If I smoke, I don't dream,
Okay.
or very rarely.
Hmm.
Especially if I smoke, like right before I go to bed, and because then it's in my system for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But if you're cleared out for a few hours, then you can usually dream again.
Hmm.
But it seems like I usually don't dream, and I've kind of gotten used to it. But because dreaming, it's a mixed bag. Because sometimes it's like a really horrible experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's or at least I would get dreams where I wake up feeling miserable or like not wanting to really go back to sleep. Yeah. But I've also had one of my more recent dreams was actually a super badass dream where I was like, my family was in like a hotel room or something, and like I knew these guys were coming, like these guys in like tactical gear.
Yeah.
And I like hid behind the door and they burst in and then I'd like Jason Bourne them all, like pretty much.
Nice.
It was just like fighting.
I've had dreams where I kicked a bunch of ass.
Yeah.
Those are the best. Like you.
Because you might not even know why you're capable, but you're just
Yeah.
like, don't worry, like I know what's about to happen here.
My favorite one was 26 on 1 for some reason.
26 on
26.
one.
It was the
See,
greatest.
this was like
dream
4 guys
I've ever
unarmed.
had,
So.
and I was just like, I dodged an axe that was thrown at me.
Nice.
You know, and all I had was my hands. It was a great dream.
How the fuck did you have the capacity to count them as you beat them in your dreams?
No,
Sometimes you just know
they
things.
told me.
Oh,
they you know, it's like
named
26.
themselves Sophia's 26.
Sometimes-
it's
yeah,
like
sometimes you just know
26
weird
on
details.
One. We have you surrounded. You know, give up. I'm
Yeah.
like, bring it. And I was able to kick other asses. Now, here's an interesting dream related to fighting. I've had quite a few fighting dreams. One of the most interesting ones I've had is a recurring dream. And in this dream, it's somebody's chasing me, and it's this thing, or this human with like Doc Ock arms that are like extendable that come out of his hands.
Slenderman.
So it's not Slenderman. I don't think.
Contacting you, I'm just saying.
I really hope it's not Slenderman. Anyways, it's like this, metal things come out of it, and
Right.
you can use it like Spider-Man things or what have you.
So more like
stabs people.
Scorpion.
Yes, Scorpion, but he can like stand on them and shit. And anyways, so this guy is pursuing me, and in the beginning, like I made it like 2 seconds away or whatever, what have you, and I would die. And then I'd wake up, because those are one of the dreams where right before I die, I'd wake up.
Yeah.
And then 2 nights later, a week later, I'd have the same dream. And every time I got a little bit further because I knew what was coming, or I just like did something different. And every time I'd wake up and be like, damn it, he got me again. And so the dream went on and on. It actually happened for like a few months until finally I was able to do something and kill him. And then the dream stopped. I never got it again.
It's bizarre.
I had a reoccurring pursuit, like escape, struggle. Nightmares 2 different series actually. There's some bad ones, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. They might have actually been categorized as night terrors, technically.
Well, you said you had a history with night terrors, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I had 2 different two different sequences that were reoccurring, and they were both fucking terrible. One was my older brother was a super badass vampiric Phantom of the Opera-esque dude chasing me through an entirely empty theater, and I had to just survive until dawn. And sometimes he'd fucking like rip out my throat, and I'd wake up kind of like drowning like in my own saliva, but it had been blood like a couple seconds ago. So I was like, oh.
Man.
And then
That's
this
rough.
is when I was like a little kid, of course. And other times I'd survive until dawn, and then I'd wake up.
Wow. That's pretty fucking intense.
That's what I really liked about 30 Days of Night. I saw that movie in theaters. It came out on like Halloween,
Yeah.
and it was just because you eliminate the only like thing that makes people safe in that situation. Yeah, and it was a pretty good movie. I thought like it was.
I enjoyed it.
I thought it was scary too. Like effectively,
I mean, of course,
the jumper scares were
I'm a fucking pansy.
But these were like vampires that are just like animals, like complete animals.
Yeah.
Like they were vampires.
They just want to
vampires.
eat. Like that's
It's
it.
not-
Like, there's no. They don't even speak English.
They
have some weird, like,
they speak like draconic.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the term. Is that not the term, draconic?
Well, draconic is technically
Draconian?
dragons. It would be like Draculian, Transylvanian. Who knows?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
you're right. No, it's probably.
So
What I do know though
Yeah.
is, I'm kind of curious. I'm willing to go there, but
Go for it, man.
back when I was a kid, I did sometimes I would forget to go to the bathroom before getting in bed.
Wet dreams.
No, not what?
Not which
Went to
type of
bed.
wet dream?
I thought that can cause wet dreams. I don't know. I've never had a wet dream in my life.
Wow.
It's probably,
Cool.
probably just jerk off too much.
Yeah, that's probably.
But you would have
Yeah.
thought that I would have gotten it when I was younger.
at
but
least one. I guess.
I mean, I've had
sometimes
sex
try-
dreams, but no wetness.
I think actually, I think I'm in the same boat as you on that one, Senior.
Lots of sex dreams. I've
Never
had some
actually-
like sex dreams where I was like, whoa.
Am I messed up? Like that kind of section where you wake up.
No, it was like I'm too young to know exactly what this is gonna be like, but I kind of know what it's like from my dream. Does that make sense?
Okay.
like
yeah.
Huh. Well, my storyline just took a hard left turn at sex.
Go for it.
That was weird.
Well, let's,
No. That was just like, wow. That was well. That escalated quickly. Is what I was saying.
That escalated quickly.
Wetting the bed, like little kid. Oh, I got my pull-ups on problem.
Yeah.
To angsty adolescent teen, but no, I was. Anyway, anytime that I would wet the bed, I would always in my dreams be like, "Oh God, I need to go to the bathroom," and eventually I'd like find my way into a bathroom.
In your
But
dream?
it would make sense in the story. Like I was having a conversation with someone, and he was like, "Hey, let's go to the bathroom." I was like, "Okay," we just go in, and I'd just be at the urinal. And oh shit! No, wait,
this
stop.
is a dream.
Hold it, quick, go to the bathroom, quick. Wake up! No, sometimes I'd make it. Sometimes I'd be like,
sometimes he didn't make it.
So that's like lucid dreaming, kind of.
Well, no,
because I've heard people
That's
can
happened
meditate
to me
into
before.
those lucid dreams.
Okay, and now let's get into that.
See, but I wasn't really controlling it. I just like
You knew.
I realized I was like, wait, I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That's as close as I've gotten to lucid dreaming. Is
well-
knowing that I was in a dream.
Like when I wake up.
Have you been able to manipulate the dream once you've been in it? Okay.
Well, I can. I usually can once it's like kind of early in the morning. It's like very late in the night, and you kind of like you're kind of almost waking up. You're not quite at the bliss state yet,
Yeah.
but you're just like, oh, I'm waking up and like, ooh, this dream. Ooh, okay,
Sad part
let's
for
go.
me is I never end up being very creative in my lucid dreams.
Yeah.
And you would think like I would try to, like I'm in control of this dream. Let's do something fucking crazy with it.
That's true.
Technically, it's already pretty damn crazy in that lucid dream, and so.
I just like kind of altering. I just like.
Small things.
I want it to be like they tell me the story, but I'm like, no, let's alter that a little bit. Let's go to the right instead of going off that
Rewrites.
way. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a. No, can I get a reroute, Siri? Siri, let's go this way.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Lucid dreams. Lucid dreams are cool.
Because I've heard you could train yourself to really know how to take advantage of those.
Yes. But the other thing that you can train yourself to do, which is somewhat related, and in my opinion, if it is possible,
Dream journal.
if it is possible and if it is true, to rewind about lucid dreams, one of the ways that you do that is it's kind of the concept of a totem, as they mentioned in Inception, but it's a little bit different. The idea is you draw every night or whatever, or what have you, you put a mark somewhere, like you with like a marker somewhere on your body. And typically your body doesn't remember that you put it there. But if you're conscious, so when you're in your dream and you're like, maybe I'm dreaming, you check that spot. Like if you put a little dot on your hand, and of course you have to keep a dream journal. And when you keep that dream journal, it's like you can remember specific things that are happening because sometimes there are recurring elements in your dream. And at that moment, if you say, wait a minute, I feel like I've been in this before, maybe it's a dream, you check that spot on your hand. If it's not there, you are obviously in a dream. And at that point, you can hit the lucid dreaming stage and start to manipulate it at will. Now then, to go back to the subject that I wanted to jump on is astral projection. If this exists, it's one of the coolest concepts I've ever heard of. The idea is that you are able to pull your soul or your metaphysical person, from your physical body while you're dreaming, and like pull it out of your body and walk around the physical world as this metaphysical entity. And it's, your physical body is dreaming in this location, but you're able to move around as a metaphysical object. And people they've told stories like they've met people who are other metaphysical, and like in other.
And
like one guy went to Tokyo one time just because he could, in this dream, and that whole concept would be awesome. And like people have met each other, never talked before, but met each other through metaphysical dreaming, and then like contacted each other.
Yeah.
Of course, like though very, very odd, and it's probable that a lot of them aren't true. But if it is at all possible, that is fucking cool.
Well, this to me is one of those examples of we don't really know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And it's already staggering to me what our dreams are capable. What we're capable of envisioning, even if it's like people or things that we've never really seen before or don't recall seeing in our lives.
Yeah.
And then we're just, it's amazing. And I don't know if it's true what they talk about in Inception with the simultaneously creating and like perceiving.
Yeah.
If that's the way it actually works. But that's just an amazing concept to me.
Yeah.
So it's just, we accept the fact that we kind of black out for like 8 hours a day and just go somewhere and then, but it's like, who says that it's, maybe what if the dream world is like a real place? You know, like, what if our dreams are actually like
another
consequential somewhere else?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, I mean, can you imagine meeting someone and learning something? Like, what if you met someone in a dream and he was like,
that person
he said, don't go to the cafe tomorrow. Like, don't, and you just wake up and you just for some reason decide not to go to Starbucks. And then that's the day when, like, a car loses control and goes through the window.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You would wait for that guy to show up again.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, you would stick around because you wanted to hear what he would tell you next.
Sounds like an interesting movie plot.
Yeah.
I personally, if I was that guy, I would never come back again. I'd given him that one warning. I wouldn't come back and be like, hey.
I don't know.
No, because if you're just going to be sitting around, like, expecting me to save your life every time you're
Or just for some reason he knew.
Not sitting around
some
and waiting,
reason.
but, like, looking forward for the opportunity to speak to this person again.
Sure.
And if it's like, I feel like if you did actually listen to his instructions.
I feel like he came to warn you, though. That's the whole
He
point.
came to warn you, you listened to his instructions, you, like, I feel like that would be almost for the plot of the movie. It's like you passed a test, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you did listen to me.
Or
It's time to tell you
not even the
something
warning,
else.
but just you were talking about the astral projection, just the idea that what if like people can interact with people, like when you're dreaming, it's the dream sharing, quote unquote, but not really.
Yeah.
It's more like indirect than that, but
But
you
in the
could
physical
actually
world, like the idea for astral projection is in the physical world, you're not in a dream. You get yourself into a supreme meditative state, and you're
I
able
didn't know
to
that.
pull your soul from your body.
See-
Like the idea is the way that you do it.
It's
you
the
do-
classic like seance out of body experience, like voodoo.
Yeah,
shit.
that's actually what it is. You're supposed to, but out of body experience is that your physical body is legitimately just there the entire night. And the way that you're supposed to do it, because I looked up, I researched it, and you're supposed to put yourself into an extremely relaxed, meditative state, and you try to like pull your hand up without pulling your hand up. And it's like, you know, they give you like advice for like how to go about that.
Yeah.
But it's like this very long process, like years or so, because pulling yourself from your body is, I imagine, rather difficult.
I thought you were saying that was happening in your dream. Like
No,
in your
no.
dream, you would see your body, and then you would see yourself leaving your body, and then you would look down at your body, and then.
But
you'd
see,
go
that's the thing.
explore
It's like you. It's like first person perspective.
Yeah.
And then you would like get up and it'd be you walking around, but you would turn and there would be your body.
But have you ever had dreams where you saw yourself?
Yeah.
Or there are really? Because I think mine have always been POV. Like, I
Well,
don't think
there have
it's-
been POV moments, but at some point in time, and this is when I entered the lucid dream state a little bit, is I'll see it from like a movie shot angle. You know, like when I
Yeah,
enter
okay.
that lucid dream and I want to change something, it'll be like, no, it'll look like this, and all of a sudden it's a storyboarded thing. That's not as much fun, but it happens.
What about waking up with like a sensation? Because I've often like been falling, you know, and then I wake up like, like, and I think,
Yeah.
like I feel the lack of gravity when
Mhm.
I wake up for a few seconds.
That
Like I expect to fall off the bed or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. It's, apparently, a lot of times, like, what we're dreaming about is can be severely connected to, like, what our body is doing. So, like, if you're
Right.
sleeping in an awkward angle and you're kind of, like, compressing your chest, you'll probably be like, oh, God, I'm home,
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to water.
Yeah.
Oh, you wake up and you're just like, oh, my chest hurts. Why have I been compressing
Or like
it wrong?
you have a cat
Huh.
licking your toe, but in your dream it's like a fucking Bengal tiger like eating your leg.
Ah.
You're like, "Ah!"
Yeah, or just like your arm is like crooked up behind you and underneath you, just and you've cut off like all. Have you guys actually ever woken up with just like a completely numb arm before?
I mean, like pins and needles, or just no?
Like I've done it a couple of times where I've
It might
slept
have.
so wrong
Yeah.
that I just wake up and I'm like,
It's insane when you realize that you have no control over that.
You have to like literally pick it and just it's so limp and weirdly
That's such a weird feeling. I don't like it. Like I feel uncomfortable if at any point I legitimately cannot move and I'll move. Even just a little bit.
Absolutely.
So if it's completely restricted and I cannot move at all, that just doesn't feel right. Like, I don't like that.
I remember the dream that fucked up my knee a couple of weeks ago. Or my knee getting fucked up in the middle of the night, like me twisting and turning, was what caused the dream. One way or the other. Anyway, I had it twice more a couple of nights ago, or a couple weeks ago, whatever.
So wait, sorry, rewind real quick. You busted your knee in the dream?
No, I woke up with severe knee pain.
Okay.
At the end of it, and my knee's kind of been like popping around ever since. But it was like this. There was a multi-layered, crazy, weird dream. Like it kind of started out as, I guess maybe like a Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, just like.
I love
small,
action dreams.
Well, yeah, but it's like
I love action dreams.
Okay.
But yes, keep going.
But it was just like a small 2-man team where like we have to like escort one person, keep them safe.
Yeah.
Protect the package.
Protect the package, exactly. Limited amount of ammo. It's very realistic. Get shot, you're dead, kind of thing. Yeah. We're going around. We're trying our best. We're getting pinned down. Blah blah blah. And then there's great portions that are missing, of course, but eventually it shifts, and I'm kind of like the entire society is antagonistic against me, and it becomes kind of like a very intense kind of climbing dream. I have to climb up these pillars and like jump from side to side so I can get up to the top level where like the people I'm looking for are or something. It's all and it's like I'll have random cameos from people I haven't seen for like years, but then there's also like the one friend who lives next door to me, who's in there in a random role. Sometimes
that's always a little
bad
jarring.
Guy, and sometimes like the bad guy is someone I know who I had always trusted as a friend. I'm like, what's going on? It was very confusing and multifaceted to go just into such an intense realm where you're like, it's consistently changing. It's not like a normal dream in that it's straightforward. You're always one person, but like the layout it changes and it's like
things are constantly altering around you.
It's a temporal and spatial shift consistently, and it's just making harder and different challenges.
It's a consistent inconsistency. Like things keep becoming.
No, but it's consistently arraying itself against you.
Okay.
That it's not necessarily a nightmare, but it's just nothing you do can really succeed, because it'll like once you do succeed, it'll just be some other insurmountable challenge.
The world will adapt to hold you back again.
I guess.
I think it's interesting that like dreams are always communicating something to you. Like it's interesting to figure out like what it means, like whether you have the falling out of. First of all, it's interesting that people share similar types of dreams. Like, I've dreamt where I was like, I'm in class and I'm like, where are my fucking clothes? You know what I mean? Like, but like, a lot of people
have that dream.
Yeah, or like the teeth falling out, or you're chewing and you realize you're chewing
here's
your teeth.
Interesting. Really quickly on the teeth falling out, I read somewhere.
It's a stress dream.
It's a stress dream, and the fear is loss of beauty.
It's also your natural
change of image, and it's your natural teeth. Your teeth, so like you subconsciously feel that you're getting uglier.
Yeah.
Well, and like you're also usually gnashing your teeth at that point.
Oh.
Like the teeth that fall out, you usually have like a couple of teeth fall out on top and bottom, like 4 or something, or 3. It's because like you're grinding.
Or like you just feel like you're like, oh, like why is it so loose?
Actually, it's happened so many times in a dream.
I wake up in the morning like, wait. Was it? Yeah, it was a dream. Okay, we're good.
There's so many times in a dream when I'm like, oh fuck, and now my tooth fell out again. Damn it. Like, it's happened so many times in so many different dreams that like, and this is weird on the dream world, like I feel like it might have been connected.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh fuck, my tooth fell out again. Well, damn it. I guess this does kind of happen all the time, so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fuck.
Well, you were saying about clothes in class, people have connected dreams. People have similar dreams.
Yeah.
The pursuit dream, the fighting dream, the
it's just interesting because like a lot of people, I would love to take a class if they offered a class on like dream interpretation because
I'm sure they do.
your body's like, or your mind is telling you something, and you can. It's good to know where it's coming from as opposed to.
I don't really know. I'm not sure exactly if your mind is telling you something, so much as.
But it's coming from somewhere.
Well, your subconscious is acting on things that you don't want to admit to yourself, or you don't know about yourself. It's not like your mind is telling you this, but it's like.
Well, it's acting. It's
on an inner thing that you might not know about.
Nerve impulses being fired around, like to get this specific message to kind of go through your mind. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's trying to at least, it's for some reason important. Your subconscious knows it's important for some reason, so it's like, hey, take this information. We'll stick it back to you while you're resting.
Yeah.
Maybe, hopefully you'll
pick it up.
But like, because you talk about like climbing, that's like a struggle. Like you're trying to get somewhere or get out of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Climbing up, climbing out of something, climbing away from something.
Down or like fighting and treachery.
The falling dreams, the flying dreams.
Yeah.
You guys ever had a good flying dream?
Yeah.
I haven't actually.
Oh.
I really flew.
You might have been forgotten too. That's another thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at remembering dreams, I think.
Well, I mean, there are those dreams that are like really mundane, but for some reason you remember them.
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
And there are dreams that you never forget too.
Yes.
Like I remember, this is a long time ago. I must have been like 10, 9, 8. And I was watching my dad making me dinner, and he was like cooking pasta or something.
Right.
I was like sitting on the counter behind him,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just felt like a hand go over my mouth. And then like I was slowly getting pulled back, but I like couldn't communicate to and he was just like stirring the pot, and I was getting pulled away.
You just like couldn't.
I was getting like abducted.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it was one of the monsters from Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh,
I think that like, I must have just read that book.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, there have been some scary ones like that I've had. I know that there was one random time. It was like I had this nightmare. I was walking through the park, and I had done something wrong, and I was with my mom.
You feel guilty, or?
No, I had done something wrong. I wasn't entirely sure, but it was something that got my mom really mad. So we're walking through the park, and it's just us. We're alone.
Mm.
And it's like very foggy and misty, and it's like
Can you tell something's wrong?
I recognize everything's around. Well, no, she's like I can tell what's wrong is that she's fucking pissed off, and she's yelling at me, and she's telling me that I have to like go back into the park and fix the problem and come find her again, and she like storms off. I'm like, Mom! Like a little ass kid was like, God, I'm being abandoned in this foggy park, and I'm like a fucking 5-year-old. I mean, of course she'd never do that, but dreams, man, it's scary.
Dreams.
And then there's always something about like a club or a mace in that dream.
Like you find it, or?
No, I just remember she like, oh no, she said she was gonna like, she would hit me with the little mini baseball bats that they used to have for souvenirs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the foot long.
Beat
like
you
with
with
that.
little 14-inch foot ones. Yeah. She was gonna beat me with that if I didn't complete my task before coming back.
Ooh.
And I was like, but I literally can't do the thing you're asking me to. I'm a fucking like 6-year-old.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, I'm walking away. I've heard that part of the conversation. I'm done.
Mm.
Yeesh.
So,
Can we bring up can we like start
Yes,
walking away
we
from
can.
dreams? Because like I have other things that I want to bring up on this.
Oh.
And we can come back too.
Okay.
But
I was enjoying this.
I mean, do you guys have more stuff to go on?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
there's
can always talk about
always
dreams.
more stuff about dreams. We can keep stretching
Yeah.
out. those-
Okay.
You guys ever have zombie dreams? I want to talk about that though. Really quickly.
I had close to zombie dreams.
I think so.
Or
I think so.
I've had some funny zombie dreams, and I've had some terrifying zombie dreams.
I think I've only had
Absolutely.
one. I think it was like awesome. Like I was just like, this is a blast.
And
Fuck these zombies up.
on the recurring dream note, though, I actually had a series in my head
Okay.
of like me and a group of my friends trying to survive in
Right.
zombies.
Zombie.
And you would get to the safe house or whatever, and you'd wake up, or like something would be going wrong, and you'd wake up, and I'd go back to bed, and it would be like, boom, you're right back in this scenario. And it was, they were really good friends of mine. It wasn't like random people that I knew. It was like, these are really good friends of mine. And I like had to kill members of my family because they were zombies. Like, it was rough. I had to like kill best friends, and it was
Damn.
Like we all had like specific like weapons. Like my friend Thamos, who's this small little Greek dude, carried around a massive hammer.
Is he a real friend? Like you?
Yeah,
know
Thamos. Like Thamos is a really good.
It almost sounds like a fake name, like Thamos, God of War.
Themistocles Panatopoulos.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Thamos, if you're listening. But yeah, he had like this.
So Greek.
Yeah, he
I
had
can
this.
smell it from here.
He's half Greek, half Filipino. It's ridiculous. He's this short Filipino Greek guy. My friend Ted, he was like weapons, but it was rough. It was scary.
Yeah.
But also kind of fun, because it was like, oh shit.
Because they were slow zombies. It wasn't like
it was
rage fire zombies.
there were the runners. There were slow hordes.
Yeah.
Sprinters are cheating. That's just cheating.
That's like I would probably just kill myself because I don't know if I can
it's
handle
okay.
getting ripped apart by like.
Not Left 4 Dead sprinters, but like they can stumble rather quickly.
Right. So like Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah. Like Night of the Living Dead. Like you have
Dawn of the Dead?
Okay.
Well, weren't they fast in Dawn of the Dead?
Dawn of the Dead, I mean, like...
Or I'm talking about the remake, sorry.
Okay,
I can't really remember the old one.
Not like 28 Days Later.
Was Dawn of the Dead in the house?
Dawn of the
black and white in the house?
mall.
Okay, and it all took place in the house?
The new one's in the mall.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. I like the new one.
The old one was more about, like, the actual tensions between people.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
Isn't it? That's the one
That's
where
gotta be in every
at
zombie
the end,
movie.
the black guy kills himself because he's down with like the light. Is that or is that?
No, I'm pretty sure, actually, they kill him inside the house.
Okay, never mind.
One black guy had to die.
Yeah, the one black guy. Yeah.
Well, but it was like this really dramatic ending where like he's sitting alone by himself. Or, I don't remember. That might be another zombie movie. I don't remember. Sorry.
I Am Omega, maybe.
Hmm.
Also known as I Am Legend, except the shittier version.
Oh.
But which I mean, not as
Good as
well-funded.
Will Smith.
Not as well funded, I'll
Oh.
say.
But yeah, let's change topics.
Thank
to the-
you,
the
because I've
article.
just been thinking about so many things and I'm like, man, there's a lot of stuff I can't talk about. Okay. I watched 6 Days to Air last night, which is a documentary
About
South Park. Great
Oh, right.
fucking documentary. It's less than an hour. I recommend everybody checks it out. Because the whole thing is that they are like on the tightest schedule ever. Which this is stupid to me. I got laughed at, but I can't believe this is the way they do TV shows. But in South Park, like when the season's going, like they don't have the season done by the time the first episode airs. Like they have 6 days to write and animate and do complete product for the first episode.
We'll see.
And they
Now,
repeat this for the whole season. 6 days there. That's what it's all about.
something for me thinking about that is like, okay, like
But
that.
I just couldn't. I can't believe why they can't get the whole thing done before they air the first episode.
I think that's just the way they operate.
Yeah.
It just seems so like unnecessarily stressful. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
if you just take 2 months to just knock it out.
They might.
I think that's the way they
Enough
operate,
stress.
and they work on the whole because they do current affairs. Some of the best episodes they do are like on it,
Are, like, relevant
shit that's
to-
happening right at that moment.
Yeah, but I mean like even Breaking Bad or like any show because that's what I was.
No. Thing is, usually for those shows, episodic shows, series shows, they have a master plan, and they might change things in the writing, but they'll
So
have
the script's at least done.
not the script, but the series sketch. Like they'll
they
have that
know
massive
arcs
board,
and
that
stuff,
massive
yeah.
piece of paper where like everything is sort of mapped out, and that's like top secret. Like for those
Because they're
movies,
gonna
like,
they're
nobody
gonna
can see
know
those.
at least like a couple seasons ahead of like
Yeah.
what's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have they have to have the strong season 1 sketch for like, oh, this is a good story.
Yeah, the
But
series
now it
arc,
has to
yeah.
also continue.
Mhm.
But it was so fascinating to watch the documentary and just they literally it's all about the pilot episode. So it's literally they're just showing you the 6 days and the long nights and and they have this whole team, but it's just no show is like they're talking about Family Guy. They said they take like 8 months to do a season or something like that.
Yeah.
But like these guys they work so fast on South Park. and they have like all these expert people working for them, and these guys have a studio in LA and I believe a studio in Denver or somewhere in Colorado.
Mm.
And it's just these guys are like, they come in there and they're fucking kings. And like the is it Matt Stone, I think, is the writer, or he's
Matt
the
and Trey.
yeah. Well, the thing is, one of them's really the leader, and the other one is more like
is more the
he is
writer,
and Trey Parker's the
more voice.
Okay.
But it was just this. They're waiting for him, and he writes all of it, and they just wait, and then they can start editing, and it's just such a frantic process.
Wow.
But it's amazing to see these guys who are like kings now. I mean, at this stage, and then it's
True.
just it was.
They have hit the peak of stardom, I guess.
It's incredible.
You know, like they are infamous.
Yeah.
Or famous, depending on how you look at it.
And then they have their new seasons on their website. You just type in South Park full episodes.
Yeah,
you just watch them
South Park
online.
Studio.
Yeah.
Just
It's
I don't know. I really like the change that South Park made. I think at the beginning it was so just a little bit too trying to be.
You're talking about like the beginning.
Like I'm talking about like seasons 1
Okay.
through 4 or whatever, and then it started getting like way funnier, a little bit more
racy.
mature, well, a little bit more like on current topics.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
It's
keep in
always
mind-
been a little bit. It's always been very
The
racy.
pilot though was '97,
This is true.
so like
They
racy
make fun
back
of
then
Windows
was like
98.
dildo.
Yeah.
They would say dildo. It was like woo.
Yeah.
But now it's like Martha Stewart queefing sprinkles.
Yeah.
Literally. That's
And fucking goddamn Hillary Clinton's snatch eating the guy's fucking head.
yeah.
What?
They just
They don't
Snoop's
pull any
there.
punches.
That was that's shit's crazy.
And I also saw Fast 5 last night on. I saw it in theaters and I like enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, it's.
You did?
Of course I did.
Okay.
I'm not going to watch Fast 5 to be an asshole. Like
You're right,
I'm going
you're right,
because I
no.
like the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay.
But what I realized last night was that they use this device like 10 or 12 times where some guy will go and they're like trying to pull a heist and they're doing something and they go, man, we're going to need invisible cars to get through this. And then Vin Diesel just goes, I know someone who can get us invisible. You know, like,
Yeah, like I know someone.
and
Knows what-
I just realized, like, at some point during the movie that they've done this 12 times where it's like
I'll
a
still
segue
know
to a
somebody.
weird, like, innuendo, stoic piece of dialogue.
Mhm.
And first of all, it's like, it's almost like you knew exactly what he was going to say, Vin Diesel. Like, really? Like, you noticed all this problem right now? Like, you just heard the problem?
I feel like
And it's just-
that's just a device that they use all the time because a lot of it is pulling from these characters' pasts for better or worse. That's something that they
But it just got so ridiculous where it was like, I was hearing one-liners and, like, nothing else. And it was just, like, one-liner to little, like, car sequence, one-liner to car sequence.
yeah.
So it's like, you can enjoy the shit out of that movie, but you really, like, don't listen to the dialogue. Like, really try to, like, not listen and not deconstruct what they're saying.
I just love the sequence where
The Rock.
The Rock and Vin Diesel go and literally they bust in.
It's
they
like
have,
two pitbulls. It's like two pitbulls.
they have guns. Everybody has guns. They're fucked. They can't do anything about the situation. They're held up. And The Rock goes, "Let's go." I don't remember. Let's go, Totoro. He drops his gun and tackles Vin Diesel. And it's like,
Fuck yeah.
you had a gun to his head.
Well, you know what I'm saying? He's so masculine. He needs to prove.
I know, and like that's it. But I mean, come on, do your fucking
The
job.
fighting was
man.
just ridiculous. It was amazing because he made Vin
Wasn't
Diesel
kill
look
on
small.
sight anyway.
What?
It wasn't kill on sight anyway.
But it's just the guy was so. He was like always dripping sweat in his Under Armour.
Yeah.
The Rock, and he was just. It was just so preposterous. It was like watching like you just took a pit bull off the collar.
Yeah.
And that was. And there's a scene where they're running, and it's like funny. Like it's a weird blend of like this is really funny, but then this is also like the showdown Fast and Furious fans are waiting for, like The Rock versus.
Yeah.
Is it Arturo? Turo.
Totoro, I
I
think.
saw it last fucking night. How could I not? Something Churro.
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 Bro.
But yeah, and then just the dialogue is so fucking bad. Like, I'm pretty sure they make the movies before they write the scripts. Like, I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, so they go for
And they're already on Fast 6, by the way. Fast 6 comes out next year.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, how they have the set pieces, and then they kind of
work around them.
Yeah.
Because there's some dialogue that was so improv that it was like, it was bad. Where he was like, owned you! Like, Paul Walker's like, owned you! Oh, I was like, dude, you're almost like 40 now. Like, I don't even, like, come on.
That sounds kind of like it could have just been bad writing.
Yeah, it could have.
Trying to be like, oh, we got this Paul Walker. He's young and hip still. He can say owned.
And then there are these two, like, Portuguese guys, and they subtitle the one guy, but they don't subtitle the other guy ever.
Yes.
It's like, fuck it, it's not in English anyway. Like, it's literally, they subtitle one guy's dialogue, but not the other guy's.
Okay, I love Ludacris in that movie and those movies. It's just so ridiculous.
It's so
that one sequence where, like, did you smack? Like, so did he smack it?
Oh my god.
Come on, Luda. Like, that's actually not come on, Luda. That's his job in those movies, to be himself.
And it's like, where did these guys get this fucking equipment? Like, they I guess you have to let that go.
He knows a guy.
Okay, yeah, they're always like, everyone's line is, I used to do something else before you knew me. Like, that's their line.
Well,
that's
Fast Five. I mean, Fast Five is like the Italian Job or the Ocean's 11
fucking roids.
Of Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna assemble this team.
Yeah.
Of badass drivers / car heist people.
And then, okay, I'm watching a scene where they rig 2 Dodge Challengers or Chargers to a safe.
Did you guys just take out a bank?
No, but they pull they say the safe is 10 tons, 20,000 pounds.
Yeah.
They pull it out of a wall and drive away by just, like, flooring it in 2. And I was like,
are there no helicopters in Rio?
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
Too poor for helicopters.
I walked out of the theater and went, wait, where are the helicopters in Rio?
Yeah. Like, I feel kind of like a douche for, like, picking it apart, but it's really fun to do this in this movie.
I mean,
because they're driving with a 10,000 pound safe behind them, and they're actually able to, like, control it.
Well, not only control, but outrun these.
And it was just
trained
so
they're just so good at driving, dude.
Yeah. Oh, and in the beginning, Paul Walker flips a bus filled with convicts by slamming the brakes on his, like, 69 Mustang. And it hits his car and flips over it. I was like, what? And then they do a news article, and they were like, only one guy escaped, and no one else was dead.
Yay!
I was like, why couldn't you just say a couple of them were dead? Like, I don't know, like, just lend a little bit of credibility to what just happened.
Because they don't want anyone to look bad.
He flipped a bus of inmates, Oh, and
everyone's changed into their seat.
They killed 200 Portuguese cops in that fucking movie. At least. They killed 200 cops. And it's like, oh, they're corrupt cops, so it's okay. That they're just like you're going like, woo, that was fucking awesome. And you just
you said, wait, it's in Rio?
Yeah, Rio de Janeiro.
Okay.
Why do I keep saying Portuguese?
Well, they speak Portuguese.
They speak Portuguese.
But they're Brazilian.
They're cops. Brazilian cops.
Word. Okay, I was very confused. I was like, is there like a very intense
myself.
Like Portugal segment of the movie?
Yeah, there's a conspiracy where they
like
fly over.
There's a 20-minute segment. It's 10 guys die. Every.
All right, so these corrupt Brazilians, it was amazing.
Sure.
Okay, that's such a ridiculous.
They're just killing a lot of fucking cops. I was like, it's a lot of people dying.
Yeah.
And essentially they're just doing, even though they're corrupt.
You don't see them killing the cops though. It's just like you assume, oh man, that car got jacked.
Well, he's dead. I mean, like.
But Vin Diesel's shifting it to third now. Oh damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really been a fan of those particular films.
It's just amazing. Like, I wonder how many they're gonna keep doing, because it seems like they keep getting dumber. But they keep getting better in a weird way too. Like they almost like know.
It's because they realize they don't need to be smart. It's not. It doesn't need to be a smart movie.
The action's getting better.
That's
because you had you had the Fast and the Furious, you had Too Fast and Furious, you had Tokyo Drift, then you had Fast and Furious, then you have Fast 5, and then Fast 6 comes out next summer.
Really?
And it actually looks awesome because it's taking place in London. But I'm down to see it.
It's very trafficy there.
Yeah.
That's reminds me of Italian Job, but that's very.
I love the Italian Job.
It's just Mini Coopers.
Don't talk shit about that film.
I'm not.
I know. Like
I was waiting
for.
They never made the Brazilian Job, but I'm guessing it's because of like the pun. I don't know. Like,
was there a Brazilian job?
It was supposed to be made.
Oh,
Brazilian
okay.
job.
I did not know that.
Didn't.
I didn't know there was a sequel in the works, or that was. I just love that. The sequence where like just the stunt of the Mini Cooper and the helicopter playing chicken in the parking garage.
It's good.
That was cool. Yeah. And just, I really like that movie. That's a good movie.
And I love Mark Wahlberg, just because
I love Marky Mark.
Now I look Mark Wahlberg and he's like, hey, I feel like he has almost like a high-pitched voice. Like, hey man, I'm gonna hit you in the face. Do you understand? Don't fuck with me, man. I have big biceps, dude. I'm gonna hit you.
Marky Mark.
And the Funky Bunch.
What a man.
He's the manliest man.
Yes.
He was like
He murdered someone.
Did he?
Yeah. Like as a minor, he murdered someone. Well, let me look this up if the guy actually died or not. But he went to fucking jail.
Wow.
Juvie or like jail?
Jail.
Mark Wahlberg. Murder.
Murderer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Please carry on. By the way, while I'm searching this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So what's the most recent dream you had?
I don't know.
Can you remember? Okay.
Most recent one that I remember, I already talked about. It's the combination of timing and everything weird. And then there's also this one chick in that dream that's back of that.
I had a very, very depressing dream.
Oh, that's nice.
Like I I'm gonna knock on wood right now, but it was like at some point, my father revealed to all of us that he had like 6 months to live. Like my dad is in perfect health right now. I was like, whoa, I'm not ready for this kind of dream. That was really difficult to handle.
Really quickly, back to when Mark Wahlberg was 16. Wahlberg approached a middle-aged Vietnamese man on the street and, using a large wooden stick, knocked him unconscious while calling him Vietnam fucking shit. He also attacked another Vietnamese man, leaving him permanently blinded in one eye. For these crimes, Wahlberg was charged with attempted murder, pled guilty to assault, and was sentenced to 2 years in state prison at Boston's Deer Island House of Correction, of which he served 45 days. What the fuck? You always hear, like, sentenced 10 years, served 2 weeks. You know, like, it's always, like, a weird...
Well, sometimes people turn their lives around.
Yeah, well, he
it was an
did.
honest mistake.
But that's kind of... It's amazing that we allowed him to get to the socioeconomic position that he's in.
Hey, now,
considering that he, like, blinded someone with one eye.
I don't think that you should hold somebody back just because of convict status.
Yeah.
You know? People change. Shit happens.
It's true.
If they can prove themselves, why hold them back?
Yeah.
If you can prove to somebody...
I believe he was on drugs and a lot of different stuff.
If you can prove to somebody who's going to give you a chance that you deserve that chance, you deserve that chance. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Where am I? Let's see. What else we got?
The founder of Pirate Bay is being sentenced to prison by, like, Swedish officials.
Yeah.
PirateBay.org, I'm sure some fans know about it. It's a big, like, torrent site.
Big.
And he's pleading not guilty, him and there's 3 other founders.
Right.
By saying that, well, they don't actually do anything. They just have forums where people post torrent files. So they're saying that they're not actually...
They're not
holding any of
they
this
just have, like,
information.
an open wall space that anyone can use however they want.
There's actually something
loophole
interesting related to that. I don't think they're using that in case file or whatever. But some people think that viruses are art. Like the concept of coding in viruses, is beauty. So they'll create these viruses, and they won't use them, but they'll post them online and be like, "Look at this beautiful thing I created." And so people will jack them and start using them
to me,
for malware.
That's like saying arson is art. Because a virus is pure destruction. Yeah, psychopaths who are arsonists probably think that. Like, oh, let me burn down this. Oh, it's so fucking pretty. That's what an arsonist
But no, but
right?
it's not. It's the program itself. It's not that they do it. Because they don't do it. They just look at what this thing can do.
That's like saying, though, like, the U.S. has 400 million nuclear warheads, but we're not using them. Like, we just have them. It's kind of a weird, like,
but
it's
other
there.
people use them.
It's dangerous.
It's kind of different, but at the same time, you're like, oh, we just have forums. We post we're not responsible for what these people do
Yeah.
and what we put up.
Yeah.
This is true.
And I don't think that's a legitimate reason. I'm just saying that it happens in other places on the internet.
It's just a cybercrime thing. It's weird. It's murky.
Cyber terrorism.
Yeah, cyber anything. Just
The whole concept of a fire sale is fascinating to me.
live free or die hard.
Live free or die hard. I mean, we all want to forget that was part of the Die Hard series, but
I don't.
Why?
well.
It was better than 2.
Well, that's the
Better than Die Hard 2.
right.
Die Harder.
Die Harder was a fantastically horrible film.
Die Hard 3 is by far my favorite, though.
Yes.
Even better than the first
This is
one.
great.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh my god.
I mean, Die Hard 1 will easily stand as one of the
Yeah,
best action
yeah.
films ever.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the best, one of
It-
the really good films, period.
But I still say it's not the best Christmas movie of all time.
No.
I do not
No.
grant validity to the Christmas movie.
That's just like the
claim.
backdrop, yeah.
Exactly.
I think
not-
it's a- I
There's
think
no
it's a
moral about
great
Christmas.
backdrop.
Exactly. It's not the. Thank you.
It's not a Christmas
It's
movie.
just taking place
It
during
takes
Christmas.
place during
It's a
Christmas.
movie that's happening during Christmas.
Exactly,
I follow
but it's
that.
not like there's no like moral Christmas conundrum. It's not like good Christmas
Yeah.
values that are being portrayed. Make sure you kill the terrorists for a good Christmas boy.
But, like,
Yippee-ki-yay,
Isn't John
motherfucker.
McClane like the first? Like, wasn't it the first movie where they had like the anti-hero, witty kind of like, oh, come down to LA, it'll be a great time. He's like climbing through the ducts and he's bleeding out of his feet.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was the first movie that really exploited that. And now that's like cheesy, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, now every movie is a hero who's saying something quippy.
Yeah,
As he's in a weird
I mean,
situation.
he's just, there's the writing in that was just brilliant. Like, John McClane, he says some of the greatest shit.
It's a well-written fucking movie. And you
it's
can look
not
up that
even-
script
it's
and
not
it's
the
good.
one-liners or anything, but it's just, I mean, that movie is so well done and well thought out. Like, when they're, I don't remember what the Gruber, the bad guy's
Hans
name is.
Gruber.
Hans Gruber. Wow, how I'm pulling names out of my ass, man. I got Totoro, I got Gruber. Anyways, they, like, he and McClane are, like, walking next to you because Gruber has fooled McClane into thinking that
He's just hostage.
he's just a hostage. And then there's a point where, like, Gruber goes to the other, like it's revealed that it's revealed to McClane that shit, he actually was working, and they're shooting, and he doesn't know, and Gruber's like, shoot the glass, because
He's barefoot.
he remembers that that McClane is barefoot,
Yeah.
and it's just that moment of like, oh shit, this film is so good.
There's nothing better than like when you pit a good hero with a good villain. Like that's just
Of course.
that's
No matter the scenario.
yeah.
It's true.
But then, of course, the driver, the guy who's like in the taxi.
Oh, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
I love that guy, and then he becomes a hero at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did he do at the end?
He stops the people from getting away with the money.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
he drives his limo into the.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm such a fan of Die Hard.
Yeah, and yippee-ki-yay motherfucker is just like
Immortal.
that like defined me.
It's immortal.
But
Very good.
even in Die Hard 2, like to me, that was a better use of yippee-ki-yay motherfucker if I remember, just because in the
Yeah.
way that went down is the plane's taking off and he like pierced the thing. Like he
Really?
fights the general on the wing of the plane, then he falls off and it's like leaking
He's
fuel.
like, oh no, he's
He's
gonna
just like,
escape.
he's bringing down yippee-ki-yay motherfucker. And he just lights it, and then
Yep.
it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And
I'm
even
proud
in
of
Live
you.
Free or Die Hard, they managed it. It's like
Yeah.
yippee-ki-yay mother, and then
He didn't actually get to say it. That was. I wanted him to say it. He needs to
because
say
can't
it.
they? You can do maybe back then you couldn't, but now you can do one fuck in PG-13.
Yeah, I don't know, but he didn't get to
Fact.
say it.
Well, he got himself shot while he was saying it. So
Yeah. Well, he shot through his own bullet hole.
I just love that. I just love
which is
the
bullshit.
the moment where she's, Daddy, you just shot yourself. Like the moment where they're like,
So-
after
I'm
and
sure he
he's-
says something great after that.
I know.
Some great lines.
Some random shit. Oh man.
But yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Just look up the opening of that movie, guys. It's on YouTube. The song is great. It's called Summer in the City.
Vengeance is so.
And it's like probably one of the best openings you get from a movie. Looking for a kitty, yeah. And
boom.
yeah. And it's just the whole. It's almost like the guy's a Riddler, kind of.
well, I mean,
Touring.
literally is.
And what they
there's a bomb! Everybody get down!
Yeah.
And then all waiting, and you just hear him laughing on the other side of the phone. Come on.
Yeah. It's
John.
And I believe Bruce Willis before that was doing like Shakespeare and shit. Like he was very like a legitimate actor until he became this like action icon.
Well, I know Jeremy Irons definitely was doing Shakespeare.
Right, because he became, I believe Bruce Willis became like the highest paid like lead after Die Hard. Like that was like
Really?
it set a new record for everyone else.
Huh.
Yeah, because that movie was
Gold.
phenomenal smash, and it was
Launched him sky high.
But yeah, it's a shame that Live Free or Die Hard, like they can't do another one because he's really too old now.
Yeah.
But
You just have
to end on that one
Justin
wasn't really
Long
enough.
become-
Oh my god, it sort of resembles Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh yeah. JGL.
Build wise a little bit.
Honestly, I Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You saw a Detour. I'm a huge fan of him.
Yeah.
He's.
How do you feel about Premium Rush that came out? I guess.
Oh, I haven't heard about this. What is this?
He's a bike messenger,
Oh.
and it's about like he has to like do something, and it's all about the gimmick is he's on his bike, being chased through the city, New York City,
Mm-hmm. Huh.
and yeah,
Does it look?
I got good reviews actually,
Oh.
so people liked it.
I wasn't paying attention.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Premium
Premium
Rush.
Rush.
Yeah,
Huh.
they got good reviews, I believe.
Interesting.
Huh.
I will probably
It just
see
didn't seem
Looper.
like things. What?
Looper.
Oh yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt also. And
What is the?
Bruce Willis.
I'm guess I'm waiting for them to explain the way the movie works because he doesn't look like himself for a lot of it. Like, is that? It's a weird concept. Like, you literally see him, but he has like so much makeup that it's like his facial structure is different and his eyes are blue.
Green. Yeah, they both have weird green eyes now.
But I think it's supposed to mean something where there are moments where he looks like himself, and then there are moments where he's like being the role of the assassin, and he literally is a different face.
Huh.
Look up the trailer, people, because I'm telling you,
I
like, you see
definitely will.
shots where it's like that's not even Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I think it's supposed to be for some reason. Like that's the way it works in that movie.
I think that it's just the character's eye colors are like very intensely green.
Yeah,
so
but you look at his face, and it's like that's just not. It's different structure, different everything.
Huh.
If you say so. Could just be a different person.
Yeah.
Like entirely in general. Who knows?
Who knows?
I do know that they are the same character,
Okay.
just separated by time.
All right. Well.
Look at that. Does that look like the same guy to you?
No, that does not. Oh yeah, the nose. You know, just like you look at the middle of the face.
Yeah,
You
but
can
it's amazing how they achieve that difference.
see. Yeah.
And I kind of thought it was for a reason.
Whoever did
I mean,
makeup
it's
on
just it's also it's mostly the eye color that's changing it up and making it weird like that.
Well, that looks like him.
That looks like him.
Yeah.
It says the weird green eyes here. If you go back
Yeah.
to that other one we just saw, that one fucking crazy person with green eyes.
that. Huh.
That doesn't look like him at all. Interesting.
That's the whole point.
So,
No.
is that the whole point?
They-
So can you
they don't
explain it
want
to me?
They don't want it to look like him. They want to make Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt look more like, rather than having it
Alright.
look like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, they need to have them look as close.
Because he has to kill his future self. That's the twist of the movie.
Yeah.
Or
And that is revealed in the trailer.
It
so
is.
don't get up in arms, you bitches.
I mean, you haven't seen it.
the,
If you haven't seen
Yeah, the trailer.
No, you haven't seen the actual movie, so that, you're not really ruining anything.
No.
True.
No.
Only as much as his trailer ruins about the
You
movie.
can't really
Yeah.
spoil something you haven't seen.
But yeah, you always have to get your target, even if it's you.
Is that the tag?
That's the whole tagline. Always take out your target, even if it's you. I don't quite understand why it would be such a big deal. I get why you would need to take out your target, even if it is you.
Yeah.
But like, why they need to? Okay, well you failed. Now we're gonna kill you,
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah.
That's why it's so.
Although I feel like if that were to happen, you would know. You know? You'd be like,
Oh no, that would make sense. It's
Yeah.
because it's because if you let your future self escape, then they just have to kill you because it's the same mob, even if they're separated by like this time, like the time travel. So like they're just like, okay, well you're gonna be a problem in the future.
It's gonna be, to me, it almost sounds like one of those movies that's not gonna be able to deliver by the end. Like the way that it resolves itself, it's gonna be.
Is it Christopher Nolan?
I think when you're dealing with time,
Looper's a Christopher Nolan movie?
Is it?
I don't think so at all.
something, okay, and I was talking to one of our friends, Frank, on r.i.p. And he,
Francesco.
yeah, he brought up a very interesting point when it comes to TV shows or anything. Books, comic books, video games, what have you. When you're dealing with time, the concept of time travel and timelines, alternate dimensions, fucking with the timeline is too complex. And this is his opinion, but I sort of agree with him.
Writer-director Ryan Johnson.
Okay. So Christopher Nolan is not at the head of this project.
No.
But when you're talking about, when you get into time travel and those type of things, the series needs to be almost dedicated to that concept. Like there can't be that much going around it because there's just too much. Because the concept of time travel, it's such an abstract concept for us, and there are a lot of theories, but there are a lot of theories and nobody gets it. And when it comes right down to it, there are so many different theories and so many different scenarios, nobody gets it. So you need to dedicate an extended amount of time. Exposition is boring, so it becomes something you have to really dedicate to the series and make it interesting, i.e. plot devices dedicated to the fact that there is time travel in this. You have to decide whether when you go back in time, you alter a timeline, things change, or if it's all faded and you cannot change the timeline. And there are very specific set of things, and if you don't cover those, you really miss out, because then a lot of continuity errors come in, and you can't just throw time travel in as now they can time travel. It needs to be this series as a major time travel element. In fact, it's the focal point of our series.
I feel like time traveling is one of those things where if we ever figure out how to do it, that's going to be like the end of man. I feel like it's something that it's better we never figure out how to do it.
Very, very interesting story that I read. Way back.
Time Machine?
Yeah, no, not Time Machine, but that is also a very good book. It's a short story. It might be by Asimov. Isaac Asimov, responsible for I Am Robot, or else
Fahrenheit
451.
Feet gross, man. Please.
You gross, man.
Mitch is currently waving his foot on the table near Adam Senior, and he's not happy.
No, he was,
I was
fondling my fucking water pitcher with his toe.
My apologies for misinterpreting the situation with you two. But the story is, and I don't remember what it is called, but it is interesting because it's the whole concept of like the aftermen, and the idea in it is that there's like this time brigade, and then there's the aftermen, and the aftermen are slowly working their way back year by year. It's like fighting this chronological time battle, and people keep losing, so they keep progressing year by year back in time, changing the timelines. Anyways, really weird. Didn't get all of it, but that's the whole concept of end of man. It's like,
well, to me, it's the butterfly effect issue, where even if people go and try to like stop the Holocaust or kill Hitler, something worse is going to happen because you prevented Hitler. You know what I mean? I feel like it's one of those things where we should never learn how to time travel because it's just we're going to fuck up in bad ways, even without.
I honestly think that it will fuck up, and you. Actually, okay, to pull in an anime thing again, there's a show called Hitman Reborn. Wouldn't recommend checking it out if you're into anime, but there's a sequence in which time travel gets involved in alternate dimensions, and a guy travels forward in each scenario. After a certain point, as he travels forward, the alternate path that he is on, it's like, shit went wrong. And so he goes back and he tries to change something, the shit doesn't go wrong, and every single time something has happened. It's like, oh, fuck.
That's what I feel like movies always overlook in time travel is you just because apparently the butterfly effect is even the littlest change, not just like going back in time and doing something huge, but just going back in time and reliving that. You know, like you walk right instead of left, you wait 2 seconds longer.
Have you guys ever seen the TV show? I don't remember what it was called, but it was a cartoon on Cartoon Network. Fuck me.
I'll pass.
It's thank you. But it's a story. There's a guy who's like this robot, or the guy and his robot sidekick or whatever who has like Sark.
Full Metal Alchemist.
No. Cartoon Network cartoon. And it's the opening episode is they have to go back in time and help Eli Whitney reinvent the cotton gin.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So, anyways, they go far back. It's like one where they mess with the timeline. They go way back in time, and somebody slaps a fly, just out of like, oh fuck this fly.
Yeah.
And they go for it. Like flies have evolved to like these superior race and killing all the humans. Anyways, this is really funny because you killed this one fly. Shit went wrong.
Is the movie's called Loopers, right? Not Looper or Looper?
I think it's Looper 1.
I just had this realization that I think it would make a much better TV show than a movie. Like Loopers, and it's just a show about exactly what the movie's about. To me, you have more kind of to explore there.
And that's what I mean with
Too late.
with a series,
Or
you have
who
more
knows?
time to dedicate to the concept of time travel.
Except I don't know, I feel like Doctor Who just isn't even it's about time travel. We're not going to talk about Doctor Who though.
I haven't seen Doctor Who.
Good.
I have never seen it, but I know what it is.
Seen it once.
Yeah.
On a plane. It was on a loop. Saw the same episode like 7 times across one flight.
So it's BBC America that makes it, or
It's just BBC
Okay.
in general, but it's on BBC.
I watched Sherlock Holmes by BBC.
Sherlock?
Yeah, Sherlock.
Yeah.
Interesting. The guy who plays Sherlock freaks me out a little bit. Like his face is a little weird.
Yeah, he is kind of creepy.
People love it.
Yeah.
Something like
People
No, it's a
love
very
Sherlock.
smart show. What's interesting is like I guess on Netflix, I don't know the way their format is, but there was only 3 episodes, but they were each like an hour and a half.
I've been told time and time again to watch that show. I
Yeah.
still haven't done it. By multiple people.
So they're a little
different.
long, but interesting too.
Mhm.
But to me, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I really like the Robert Downey Jr. Jude Law. Like even Sherlock Holmes 2, I enjoyed. Like people like shat on that
seen
movie, and it was just like, I guess you can shit on it. Like it's not as good as the first one, but they basically just added more action.
They give you what you wanted, but they didn't give you
They
anything
kind of
like
parody
more.
themselves a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. They just kind of like they rehash the same thing.
Yeah.
They serve you up some leftovers, but
But it's a sequel, right? Isn't that what you were? What else is it going to be like?
I mean, you always want a little bit something more. Too,
Yeah,
though. It's
so
just- it's
evolution.
like, you need like, oh, we need a new sidekick as
Yeah.
part of our team, and it'll be some feisty woman or something.
But I thought a lot of it was cool. I don't know. I guess I'm just a real Guy Ritchie fan. Like I love his shit. But even like they open Sherlock. It's not a spoiler, but the
I
opening.
haven't
You know what I
seen
mean?
it. I haven't seen
Okay,
it.
I won't say. But Mitch, you probably know what I mean. Like before you even see like Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows, where there's the meeting in the beginning with the 2 characters.
Yeah.
And you know
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
very cool. I was like, oh shit! Like that's how you're gonna start this movie. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. But,
Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
just
it's good stuff.
and apparently, well, I guess we know that Ridley Scott killed himself. We don't know this. We do know
have
this.
forgotten this.
I'm continuously afraid that I'm saying Tony instead of Ridley, but I'm making sure it's the right brother.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott, right?
Killed himself?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Wow.
Well, Jay, you did know this, right?
I did not know this.
Okay, so let me look up if it's just Ridley or Tony.
Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked because I was looking at the news today.
No, it happened a couple days. He jumped off of
The director?
the
Ridley
Bay
Scott?
Bridge. Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit.
Tonight. Not every day night.
That's rough,
It
man.
doesn't say late deceased.
Well, I'm not like I know for a fact that one of the Scotts killed themselves because I've been hearing it left and right, and I read an article. hey, Google, did I ask you to send me to fucking Wikipedia? No, I didn't, Google. But you just did that on your own. Because you're so
Google.
smart.
Thanks.
Well, he's still alive.
Wait, come on.
Tony Scott now. Because Ridley Scott resumes work on The Counselor 1.
You know what? It was Tony Scott, because it was the less successful of the two brothers.
Holy shit, man. Like, you freaked me out. Like, Ridley Scott is dead?
Well, Tony Scott's a big deal, too.
I know.
August 19th, 2012. Yeesh. Oh, he did Unstoppable? Okay.
Yeah, he did, and Taking a Pelham. He did, but he also did, like, Top Gun and stuff.
Okay. I did not, yeah. I would have assumed.
Tony Scott death. Left a suicide note and several notes to loved ones before he jumped off the Vincent Thomas Bridge earlier this week.
Damn.
Yeah, super unfortunate.
Yeah.
The question I'm asking myself now is, why did I bring that up? Oh yeah, okay. Because he was supposedly going to be working on Top Gun 2, which I was kind of excited about.
Where were they going to go with that?
I would imagine that Tom Cruise is the teacher.
Yeah.
And there's a new hotshot. That's where I would take it.
And then it actually gets into a real combat situation.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise has to get back in the. I haven't flown in 10 years. I don't know if I could do this. He has to save the rookie.
I'm gonna need the Iceman.
Yeah.
And hopefully Val Kilmer will drop like 80 pounds,
Oh,
and then he'll come back and be sexy again.
I don't
Great.
think so. I don't think he can.
I don't think so either, but a boy can.
Well, I don't really, maybe now I don't think it might be a little bit of a marred project.
I guess it's a shame, like,
Yeah.
but Val Kilmer, I mean, I guess you reach a certain age. I don't know, but then you got George Clooney. He's hung in there the whole time.
George Clooney's a different type of man, though.
I
You know,
feel
George
like-
Clooney, I feel like he was different from Val Kilmer because he was just like, he was,
consistently getting work.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah. Consistently getting work, he's a different type of personality, he's just, Clooney's got it made. Clooney is good in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's also just beautiful.
Because even in the American,
So is Val Kilmer.
even in the American, he was like doing pull-ups and shit. He was in shape,
Yeah.
even for pretty old guy.
Guy's dedicated to his work. I'll never ever.
Did you guys like the American?
Didn't actually see it.
Didn't see it.
I liked it from the film student perspective. It's a fucking beautifully shot movie. They shot it on film, I believe,
Oh,
by
okay.
this really famous Italian auteur director.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a slow movie, and people were like, It's. I don't think it really holds up for American audiences.
The guy's he's Italian. What do you want?
Yeah, but it's a really well shot, interesting thriller.
It's kind of Clooney's thing.
Yeah, and I really like the concept of he's the American because he goes to this tiny Italian town to do the last job. That's what it's all about. So he's the American in that town, and then shit starts happening to him. And it's a very cool. And they just have this whole thing where he's a guy who can either. I don't know if he's an assassin himself, but in this particular movie, his whole thing is he builds a weapon for someone that needs a specific type of weapon, and he goes around this town saying, "Oh, I'm a photographer. They'll be like, "But you have the hands of a carpenter."
Yeah.
Because he befriends a preacher who's learning things about him and very good feeling out people.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
And there's one cool line where it's something along the line of there's always room for God in your heart or something. It's I don't think God wants anything to do with me, Father. And it's a George Clooney's pretty boss, man.
He can get to be pretty boss.
And so one thing is why are you always smiling, dude? You're always smirking. It's I'm George Clooney. That's why.
Yeah.
He always has that grin, that satisfied grin on his face.
Oh, I know that everyone here wishes they were. Yes.
At the end of the day,
It's got to be a big responsibility to be one of those actors, because I imagine even if you're the Val Kilmer and then someone takes a picture of you on the beach when you have a 40-pound gut.
Yeah.
And it's people, first of all, they wouldn't even recognize you as Val Kilmer, but then it's oh look, Val Kilmer got fat, but it's you've been fat your whole life, bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's because he's a photographed person.
He's an idol.
It's he can't let himself go, but other people can let.
Yeah, it's we have a complete double standard in this country.
Of course.
I already said this. I already made the obesity and gold medals joke, so.
Most gold medals, most obesity.
Most
United States.
Did you make that this episode?
No, I didn't.
During the Olympic episode, right?
Yeah.
Be an Olympic episode?
Yeah, that one that we might have had. I guess.
Or episode during the Olympics.
Sure.
My apologies.
There were a couple, whatever.
I feel like that would have been when it came out.
Yeah, that would make sense, I suppose.
Are we going on time? Are we gonna...
Yeah, we think we should rather say nah. We're gonna be a little late to the barbecue, but the barbecue's in 10 minutes.
Oh, darn. Okay. Well.
So we'll be there in 15 or 20,
I
whatever.
thought it was at 5.
4:35 was my text.
Oh, it was
4:45
early.
45?
Well, doesn't matter.
Well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we're out of stuff to talk about.
Anyway, it's been good talking with you guys. Yeah. Are we gonna? Should I? I'll take the stick this time
do it.
if you want.
Oh,
All right.
wow. Okay.
Well, so yeah, this is Working Title Podcast. Where you can follow us at workingtitlepodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Working Title Pod.
Oh.
Sorry, Jake. Don't care.
Follow us on Twitter at Working Title Pod.
We got a Facebook page. You can check us out there. Post ideas, things you want to hear us talk about.
Twitter is the best for that.
Twitter also works. But Facebook, we're on YouTube. We're also on Stitcher Radio now. It's a great little mobile app. It's also, can you run it through a web browser also?
Don't think so.
Well,
I think it's just for your phone.
Well,
But your
mobile
iPad,
app.
it's on an iPad now.
Yeah, mobile.
Totally
tablet
free.
App, free. When you're checking it out for the first time, it's going to ask you to sign in. You can do it via Facebook, make a new account, or you can hit the orange banner.
Before you do that.
working.
Before you sign in with Facebook.
Because then it won't let you do it again. It's kind of fucked.
Well, the first time I was getting.
Sorry.
Never mind.
No, you're doing great.
Orange banner, one word, working title, promo code. That's what it is. Working title, one word, no caps, and you get a chance to win $100. We get $1. So, also rate us and subscribe to us on iTunes. That's
Super duper important. So helpful. If you have friends that you think would like this show, please share it with them. And yeah, like I said, there's no reason to not join us on Twitter because we're at the stage now where we will see your stuff. Trust me, that Twitter page is barren like the Gobi fucking desert. So let's build it up and have a good time with it.
And shout out to China.
Shout out to China.
Absolutely.
See you guys next week. And I'm going to talk to Jake and Mitch about doing an after hours this week too.
So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Woo.
Big booty hose.
Later, guys.
With it.
Tune in next time. Hey, Google? Did I ask you to send me to fucking Wikipedia? No, I didn't, Google. But you just did that on your own. You're
Thanks,
so
Google.
smart.
Thanks.